Greetings and salutations. As usual, we kick off the year with an episode and then we'll probably disappear until next year. Who knows? You know what I'm saying? In good fashion.
Mm-mm-mm.
But good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night.
Hey,
Hope all is doing well. Glad to be back. Welcome back. New year, same me. You know what I'm saying? We doing hopefully we having a good year so far, despite the obvious. Welcome to Just Cuz Podcast. Joined by my illustrious co-host. Miss Molly.
hey, y'all. Hope everyone is having a blessed year so far.
Absolutely. You know I am Bruce Lee boy because I got that glow. And we're gonna kick this episode off. We're gonna talk about some career transitions, moving from one career to another career. Nothing wrong with it. Uh, if you like what you do, then stick with what you do. But if it's time for a change, it's time for a change. You know what I mean? I think every now and then you gotta do an evaluation and look at things. The job market is not great. I will that is no secret, even though they try to keep it a secret. That is not a secret. The job market is not great, uh, especially on the federal level. Uh, it's an indefinite ban. They're not hiring any federal employees. They're only hiring within, which is hurt. A lot of people, a lot of federal employees took that early retirement last year. I don't know. And then a lot of them got fired or laid off. So it's a lot going on, and some career changes, even though it may not be by choice, uh, have had to happen. It may have to happen some more this year. Because who knows what's going on? To be honest, and I think it's a game that's been playing. There's a lot of propaganda about there's not a lot of people who are willing to work, uh, which I think there is some truth, but it's not the whole truth. I really do believe there's a small population that does not want to work. But I feel like there's a larger population that wants to work and is looking for work, but employers are not willing to pay. Topic that's been talked about for years is the minimum wage has not changed
Hmm.
in decades, yet the cost of living continues to rise. Something's got to give. Where does the rubber meet the road?
Yeah.
Things that you really need to think about. Even though there are some, there are jobs out here that, do pay 15, 20 plus dollars an hour, but minimum wage is still minimum wage. Every state is, depending on the state, they can, raise their minimum wage, but not every state is going to do that. Then cost of living in different states is different. The South tends to be a little cheaper than up north, in some cases. So I don't know, a lot going on, and I feel like there's some soul searching and some hard decisions. Can you hold on to that job that you got for now until things get better or something opens up? So yeah, I know that I did a career change a couple years ago, and you recently did a career change. And so, how's that going for you?
So, I went into a different change last year. I've been trying to wait for us to come on here and discuss it, just not throwing it all out there. When I was going through it, I knew that I needed to go through the process and learn how to pivot properly. I think that's the key piece of it. So I was in engineering for 20 years and things kind of got really rocky when I started to say, hey, is it going to be career advancement? How do I do that? I'm going to go back to school and finish my master's degree. So I went into, I would say, four different seniors in leadership. And one told me, MBA means nothing. Just continue to do what you're going to do. Another person told me, yeah, you need to go back and get your master's degree and complete it. Another one told me that I was underneath of, she never went to school. So, or she never went to college, I should say. So it really didn't matter to her. She had already did what she needed to do and she already peaked to where she was going to peak at in her lifetime. And that's cool, but yeah, I don't want to peak at that level.
Mm.
So then another one, they also told me to go back to school. So I really took that leap and went back and I did well. I did better than I've ever done in college. So that's when things started to take a real shift. And in April of 2025, I was laid off. I was one of the 300,000 of us plus that have been laid off. And it was not shocking at all.
Right.
Um,
300,000 is a lot.
it is a lot of,
I didn't know that part.
yes, and counting. I don't know what it is today, but
Mm.
it was 300,000 of us in the later part of the summer. And this was like a big continuous topic that was going on. I know New York Times just had an article that was published in the last week that discussed this same thing. And I think that some of us did not want to discuss what we were going through because we felt like we're ashamed or we did something wrong or my whole life has changed. Maybe I didn't get a handle on it, but in actuality, when I look back at everything, I did everything right. The only
Mm.
thing that I didn't do right was finish my degree by a certain time.
Mm.
Wouldn't have even mattered in my field, in the position that I was in, whether I had it or I didn't have it. I think it hurt me more when I went to that level of, okay, I'm starting to speak up for myself. I'm starting to really advocate for others. I'm starting to implement plans in place to educate all of us in here. I made sure before I left, when I started getting my hours changed in December, when the election happened, that's when a whole shift happened. Everything that they were banking for that would work on the Democrat side, the money would be coming in, the funding would be coming in, is what I should say, for different projects would be supported. And that didn't happen.
Mm.
As soon as the election happened, a month later, that's when not even then, everything started to drop off for me.
Mm.
The projects that I supported, um, they were ending abruptly, and the contracts were already in place. So that money had to be spent anyway. It was going to be paid to, the different, what should I say, oil companies. So with that being said, um, to start off, I knew that I needed to get possibly a plan into place. I
Mm.
knew that the management that I was under was pretty much jealous in a sense
Mm.
because I was a person that asked a lot of questions and I was a person that was, no, we're not doing that. We're not going to be disrespectful to one another. We're always going to be respectful. We're always going to look out for be a team at the end
Mm.
of the day. So it taught me a lot in that process of, you know, looking ahead, learning how to pivot, and change is okay at the end of the day because yes, there have been hard times in the last 8 months. I would say a lot of tough times, but it really worked out for me in the end because when they called me, they set up a meeting invite, right? And I'm thinking it's gonna be my manager on there because that's who sent it. And when HR came on there with my manager, I said, okay, this is how we rolling.
Mm,
They said, "Hey, well, we have to let you go," and the manager, he got teary-eyed and basically tried to start crying. It's just like everything that you did to me, everything that you did to me, and you're sitting here crying because you know what you did.
mm,
And I'm not sitting here crying. They said, "Well, you can bring your computer tomorrow." No, you're gonna get this computer today in the next hour. Okay? That's what we're doing. It's been a good 20 years. Listen, like I said, when I hit my 20 years and I didn't get no celebration, my coworkers, they waited until maybe like a week or 2 weeks after to say something like, "Hey, you met your 20 years." I'm just like, you know what? My glory is I sent my kid to college.
mm,
That's what really made me have joy in all of this. I had to turn around in 2 days and give my mom a 60th birthday party. In 2 weeks, I had to go and put on a smile at my niece's graduation. That next following week, I had to go and put on a smile at my daughter's graduation the whole weekend.
mm.
So it was just like I'm still thriving in a sense. I'm still happy. It was not a place of I'm angry because y'all let me go. I wasn't angry at all. I was at peace because I didn't have to deal with y'all no more.
Yeah, man, I'm telling you, it's different when you're like when you're done and you're ready to go, and they think that it's gonna be like this issue from you when they gotta let you go. And I just know like when that response doesn't happen, I'm pretty sure like there's something in their brain shorts out because they not don't understand. Because like when it was time for me to retire, first of all, I retired 5 years before I even retired. I'm gonna tell you right now, when like my mindset was already on retired 5 years before I actually put in my paperwork to retire. I'm just gonna be honest, because I was ready to go. You know what I'm saying? I was done, like, and it was crazy. It was like I know that I could have still been in and still progressed. But it was, but like everything happens for a reason, and I believe that. And I was like, I'm kind of glad, or I won't say glad, but I'm relieved that, everything happened the way it happened, and I was able to retire
Yeah.
and just and be done. You know what I mean? And it was like cool.
hmm
Like I had no quarrel. So like for you to be like, all right, cool, I'm good.
I, I'm always going to be good. I don't even know. I may have mentioned it to you. I had a coworker reach out to me about 2 months ago because she got let go 2 months before I did.
Mm,
So, she had called me. She got my phone number off of my India's creations page, right?
hmm
So she called me and she was like, first she texted me and she said, "Hey, if this is India's real number, please reach out to me." And I said, "Okay, cool." So I called her on the phone and she said, "India, I'm so upset that they did this to you. Like they let you go." And I said, "There's no, like, I'm not angry. There is no angerness in me at all because guess what? I knew what I did for 20 years and I did it well. I did it well. So I created relationships with a lot of good people, white, black, Hispanic, whatever, like all over the world. That's the thing. Like I
mm,
know that I supported jobs in Africa and Belgium and Houston, all over the world. So it wasn't just like, hey, I worked in Delaware and I was just here and I didn't meet people. Like
hmm
everybody taught me a lot about the workplace. How I am now, like they taught me a lot, but they also taught me what not to deal with and in a chaotic environment. So now when I went to the new job that I'm working at, I'm just like, everybody's so nice. Y'all say good morning when you walk past people? Wow. Because I'm not used to that. I'm not used to that culture of, you walk past somebody or, like I experienced a lot of racism in my former job.
Mm,
And when I started speaking out, you know this, but a lot of people don't know this. When I started speaking out about the racial incidents, I had a quote unquote mentor that I haven't heard from since. But
mm,
um she wanted me to follow her so much on Instagram. Now, like I said, I haven't heard from her in well over like a year and a half. Okay. So with that being said, that speaks on how much mentorship is.
mm,
But when the racial incident happened, I want to explain it the proper way as best as possible without somebody coming back and suing me. um I was on a Zoom meeting, and this is how people have changed with Zoom and Teams and other platforms that we use for if you're not in the workplace. So they asked me to speak, which I normally do speak in team meetings. And this particular project manager brought up a animal on the screen while I was speaking. I was the last to speak. He made me speak last. But over a 6-month period, he really targeted me in
mm,
every meeting that we attended, whether it was in person or on the platform. So he brought this animal up, and um I was talking, but I was like, okay, what are we doing? Like like I know what you're insinuating that I look like this animal, but
mm,
um it was just really crazy. So with that being said, I reported it to HR. They did their investigation and they said, hey, he was doing a t-shirt. He was creating a t-shirt. So now you're gonna spin it and make it seem like that, oh, he's like you, India. He creates t-shirts like you. No, 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 no. No. So with that being said, I knew then, and it was just a repeated cycle of, once I started speaking up for myself, take me off the project. That's the first thing you're gonna do. Cause
mm,
we not gonna continue that. I support multiple projects, and that was a thing too. They had me on so many projects supporting it, and there was like a war in place, like, oh, if I want to talk to you, I want you over here with me. Forget about that project or that project. And it's just like, no, we can't do that. Like,
mm,
if you want me, you gonna give me 40 hours.
mm,
Point blank period. So, and if you want me that bad, you're gonna up this hourly rate, this salary. That's
mm,
what you're gonna do. But anyway, so I say with that, it was all a learning lesson. And I had to be honest, I don't miss any of it. I don't. I miss the paycheck, but I don't miss any of all of the chaos.
mm,
Um, I miss the people because most of them were good people, but one bad apple or every now and again will mess up a whole environment. And if you allow a chaotic workplace to happen, it just makes others feel like that they are comfortable with doing different things. And that's what was going on. So, I'm the type of person I can be very straightforward, but you're not going to disturb my peace in a sense like that.
mm,
Once I reached 40, and it didn't even take that. Once I went through me going through dynamics with my family and seeing how people operate, and being selfish, and I come from our family, our Tolson family, very loving family. So to deal with people that don't operate like that is very alarming and shocking to me because it's just like, whoa, like what's wrong with you? So, I feel like I said, when I hit 40, I was just like, this ain't really working out for me no more. Like,
mm,
I really don't like doing the whole 9 to 5 routine. If it pays well, yes. But
mm.
this whole thing of I'm clocking in and I gotta run here, I gotta run there for a small amount of hourly pay. No, I
Mm,
can't do that. No, no. I've been really, really blessed the last 20 years. So um I say all this to say to anyone that is in the season of a career transition to make good decisions. Be patient with yourself because unemployment is not gonna be there forever. It's not. And some of us think that it is, and then that cutoff happens. That money falls off in a 6 month period. So with that being
mm,
said, you have to be on your grind. But also, like you said, the job market is a little crazy right now. So a lot of us that have been laid off have applied to hundreds of jobs. So like that can be exhausting within itself. Like when you keep not getting interviews or
mm,
no responses, it's just like, man, what am I doing wrong? I even went back and took off a lot of stuff off of my resume. So my
mm,
current job doesn't even they have no idea what I do on my off time. So they had no idea unless they went on social media, no idea. And I don't mind that because I've learned also just this week I was in having a meeting with a team and I heard a girl or a woman she was saying I'm in a doctorate program and I just feel like doesn't even matter how you treat people is really what matters at the end of the day. We're all professionals here, and I think when we get into those wars of titles and degrees and it makes people feel like they can throw their weight around
mm,
and the first thing people I'm finding out when you meet someone, hi, I'm India. I have a master's degree and I'm important. And it's just like, why are you doing that? Just say your name and say your position that you do. But I'm learning. This is all new to me. I'm trying to be patient and um it's a lot in this work field and I transitioned into human resources. So with that being said, from engineering, information management, document management into human resources, that's a shift. It's similarities, but it
mm,
is a shift in relearning everything. You have to be very confident in knowing different laws and all of that stuff. So, um, and acts. So, yeah, this is all a different experience for me, but I'm learning. I'm doing what I need to do, and I'm happy. That's the key piece. Like, I'm really happy
that's good.
for the first time in a while. I went through my health challenges recently, and we'll discuss that later. But like I'm really, really happy. And it's it's unexplainable. It
Mm,
really is. So
unexplainable. Mm.
mhm.
Cause it's new. Cause you haven't been in this space in a long time or ever.
I don't think ever, to be honest.
Mm,
I don't think ever. Like it's sort of like love in a sense. Yes, I've been in love, but I don't think the person ever loved me back. I
mm,
experienced love, but it's similar to that in a sense. But I think this whole pivot has been a life transition. Like I
mm,
knew when I hit 40 and I went to Arizona for my 40th birthday, I said, I'm canceling the party. People acting crazy. I don't even want to be around a whole bunch of large amount of people, but I am having my party this year. I am. Because we're going to celebrate this whole pivot of what I'm going through. But
mm,
yeah, I don't think I've ever been this happy.
mm.
And that is not relying on anyone else to make me happy. I think that's the key piece too. Hmm.
Mm, interesting.
Yeah.
Mm. Yeah, yeah. Thinking back, I don't think like I've like been in the army. I don't like I've had assignments that I like.
Hmm.
Uh, but like overall, I wasn't happy, but I was content. Uh, yeah. So like I said, like I've had assignments that I like, but like there's like you said, there could be someone that could throw off the environment. All right, because like when I was a drill sergeant, a lot of people, you know, when they learned that I was a drill sergeant, they were like, oh, I couldn't do drill sergeant. And that's also like people who are in the military too.
Yeah.
But like they were like, oh, I couldn't do drill sergeant. Y'all work too much. And I was like, yes, like it was a lot of hours. But if you have a good uh command or management when it comes to like corporate, if you got good command slash management and and co-workers,
Hmm.
battle buddies, if you got good battle buddies to your left and right, like it just goes so smooth. Like yeah, like those first couple weeks we got to be there every day, all day, all of us. We got to be there all day, every day. When they wake up, when they go to sleep,
Yeah.
we got to be there. But then as training goes on, and it's kind of like you're like that dynamic shifts, and it's in it's in the policy, and it's in the regulations. Like as the phases go on, the training goes on, like we don't have to be there as much. You know what I mean? And then that's when like your coworkers, your body buddies to your left and your right, and your management comes in and become essential because it's like, hey, who's doing this?
Yes.
Who's who's gonna stay here late? And it'd be like, yo, I got it. You know
Hmm.
what I'm saying? I got it for the rest of the evening, or I got it for right now. Y'all want to go eat and do whatever, goes blah blah blah, yada yada.
Yeah.
That's where stuff comes in. And then it's like our commander leaves and we get a new commander, night and day,
Yeah.
right? And it's just like now all of a sudden it's like, they want to do stuff different. We got to be here all the time. Like it's because like we would have breaks in between training cycles
Hmm.
sometimes. Sometimes they're short, sometimes they're long. But like the previous commander be like, as long as everything is buttoned up and we're good to go, like I don't really need to see y'all every day. You know what I'm saying? And then when it's time when we about to ramp up and get another training cycle going, then yeah, y'all need y'all to come in,
Yes.
prepare for that, and then we're boots on the ground. But then like when the new commander came, and then it was like, nah, y'all need to be here every day, this, that, that, yada yada yada. And it's just like, well, it is what it is.
Yeah.
So it's like, yes, like I've had good assignments, always met good people. You know what I mean? Always met good people. Some of these people I've known, I still talk to. I'm still friends with. I still have great relationships with. You know what I mean? If I know I can, that I have friends that I'm like I can truly call friends, and if I call and I need them,
Yes.
they're gonna show up.
Yeah.
Same for me. If they call and they need me, if it's within my realm, my power that I can do something, whether it's a little or a lot, I got you.
Hmm.
No questions asked. You know what I mean? Well, maybe a couple questions depending on what it is, but
Oh my goodness.
but yeah, it's just like, and then like the transition, and I've heard, you know, people talk like, hey, once you come out and you start getting into the civilian sector, it's different.
Hmm.
People talk different, they communicate different because, in the military, when you have someone that is superior to you, it's I have to respect the rank.
Yes.
Like, I don't have to respect the person, but I have to respect the rank and their authority, right? And most of the time, there is. they're good people, right? Or they're decent. You know what I'm saying? Every now and then, but for the most part, they're not doing anything too far
Hmm.
outside of outside of their realm. But like it's yes, ma'am, no, yes, sir, no, ma'am, no, sir, or the NCOs, sergeant, sergeant major, first sergeant, whatever. You know what I mean? And then it's like, then I start working in another job, and like when I did the over the road driving, like the first day I was out by myself,
Yes.
and the truck died. Like not even 4 hours in, the first time I go out by myself, they gave me my truck. I'm on my own. I go to this one and the truck died because they wanted to give me the humble beginnings truck. You know what I mean? So it was like, all right. And then I had to wait because I was like a couple hours away from the yard. So they had to bring me another truck.
Okay.
And so they had to tow a truck to me and they was gonna tow the truck that I had back.
Yes.
And so I'm sitting there waiting and I get a phone call from a number I don't know. And it's the owner of the company.
Oh,
They call yeah, like, hey, I heard that, the truck died on you while you were out. This is your first day. I just want to call and, like, apologize and, we're gonna, make sure you square it away and stuff like that. And I'm like, not used to like someone that,
yes.
like calling, like personally calling and being like, hey, I heard about
Yes.
what happened, but yeah, and it like some of the other coworkers was like, yeah, he's a real personal guy, that whatever, older guy,
Yes.
and so forth. So yeah, so like, that's a little thrown back because not kind of used to that. You know
Mhm.
what I mean? Like in the military, you got your higher superiors, your generals, and sergeant majors and stuff like that. And every now and then you see them or you have a quick conversation, but you want that conversation to be quick because you don't
Yes.
want to be talking to them too long.
Hmm.
Like let me go ahead and get out your purview and go
Yes.
back to whatever I was doing. Um,
Okay.
but uh yeah, and then now the job that I'm working now, driving locally, and it's like I have like the supervisor, like the boss, like we like just random conversations talk, like not like I'm your boss, like joke and chit chat, like first names, like, and it's like cool. Like yeah, I'm not, in the military, I ain't doing no first names with nobody that's superior to me.
That's not happening.
Yeah, you know what I mean? So it's like, yeah, like career change and differences is it is a dynamic and it's not bad. And I'm kind of wanted I waited, didn't want to really get back into like a corporate type setting because whether you believe it or not, the military is a corporation.
Yes.
So, to get out and a couple of years later start working, kind of was like, well, all right, I'm done with over the road. It's not what I thought it would be. It's getting kind of old. It gets old quick.
Hmm.
If you're not, if you don't like that kind of life.
Yes.
But like, try to get like, all right, let me see if I can get into a federal job with my background and stuff like that. And then, you know, the election, you got a new administration, and as soon as they get in, it's hiring freeze, which is kind of normal when a new administration comes in.
Yes.
It might be, maybe 90 days, maybe 30 days, whatever. But for it to be indefinite until whenever is not normal.
It's not.
You know what I mean? So it's like, all right, well, I can't get into the federal sector, so let me use this CDL that I got.
Yes.
And, called a buddy and said, yeah, they're hiring and, you know, interviewed and called me like a week later.
Hmm.
Yeah, about a week and a half later, and I've been working ever since. And like, it's not bad. Like, I don't like, I kind of enjoy not having meetings.
Yes.
Uh, Dealing with that, I kind of enjoyed not having employees under me. All I do is I show up, do what I gotta do, and I go home.
I tell you, it's an adjustment from me being out of work until a couple of weeks ago, and then I got back into the swing of things. And last week, those first 2 weeks, they were awesome. They were awesome. Then that third week roll around, that's when the real deal starts to come out.
Mm.
And it's just like, well, wait a minute, wait a minute. I'm not here for that. I've already been in that phase of my career of, I think it's like a war, like a power war.
Hmm.
And my title is more important than yours or this or that. And again, I just want to be around good people. That's my first thing. Positivity. When I come in, have a smile on your face. Be grateful that you are up and able to walk. That's where I am at this point. My whole outlook has changed on I could be home, unemployed, trying to figure
Hmm.
out how I'm gonna pay my bills, not having no food, not having no gas in my car, not even having a car because guess what? I didn't pay my car payment, so my car is gone. It could be that, but it's
Hmm.
not. So I say I'm pretty blessed going through my health challenges and even with that, like it felt like I was just getting hit nonstop, like with something. It felt like that it was never going to end.
Mm.
And I knew by October, I said, you know what? I switched churches. Um, I went to a church that my grandmother has been a member at for a very long time.
Hmm.
And that was due to we'll get to that another time, but that was due to some statements that were made in the pulpit. So um I knew that I needed to give my life over because I
Hmm.
had been through a lot. Like the last almost 9 years, I had really, really been through a lot that would
Hmm.
probably kill someone, should have killed me, but it didn't. So I knew that I needed to be a little bit mentally stronger. I knew that this wasn't something that I needed to give up on. I knew that I needed to really go into a phase of being totally committed to making sure that I was good doing what I wanted to do.
Hmm.
And I took that leap in October. I started a law class. That was something that I really, really wanted to do for a very long time. Didn't know how I was going to pay for it, but I took it. So I did really well with that. So like I really learned to in this whole process, I can say this now. I when I would call you when I would leave classes and I would cry the whole road home, the whole ride home, right? And like the two first professors that I had at Wilmington University, um, one was project management and another was networking and telecommunications. And they really like gave us the tools to use for a lifetime with
Mm.
getting your education and having the confidence to go into these rooms and have knowledge and just really be you. And my first professor, like I still think about him. He really was headstrong on y'all need to go out here and do what you need to do. Yes, I'm not in the career field that I got my degree in or will get my degree in, my master's. But I said, I need to get it done because, yes, my two oldest kids have seen me graduate, but my youngest hasn't seen me graduate
Mm.
college. So I knew that was something that I needed him to see in this lifetime. Um, for him to know that if he chooses to go down that path, he can do that as well. I feel like it's important for our kids to see us not just sitting at home and,
Mm.
just going to a job that we really don't like. They need to see us really seeing us thriving and being
Mm.
happy. And so I hope that all of my kids can see this whole transition. Because at first Jay was like, "What? They let you go? I don't even no, no." And it's just like, no, honey, it's nothing to be upset about. This is what happens
Yeah,
in the workplace.
it does. And for, because she's young and she's starting to get into that space,
Yes,
it's not fathomable to her that, people can be like, go, like you hear about it, but for it to happen to somebody that for it to be that close to home,
yes.
that's a different feeling. You
Hmm.
know what I mean? And it's like, but you're not, you see it, but you're not the one that's going through it. So
Yeah,
you don't understand, like, no, I'm ready for this to be over. Right? Like, and like the timing it's either on time or overdue.
yes,
Right? Because I've been ready for this transition. I just haven't had the push or the need to execute it. But now, you know, obviously there's a higher power that recognizes that I've been wanting this
yes.
and I've been dragging my feet on it.
Hmm.
So they're gonna, they don't put more on you than you can bear. So like,
Yes,
okay, well, you've been wanting this, but you've been dragging your feet. So I'm gonna put uh these other pushes on you to push you to where you need to go or where you need to be at.
yeah,
And like and like I said, I'm a firm believer in everything happens for a reason.
it
It may
does.
not be what you think in that moment, but usually in hindsight, everything that happened needed to happen and it happened for a reason, whatever it is.
Hmm.
You know what I
I
mean?
needed
So yeah.
it. I needed it because if it didn't happen, I never would have left there and I would have peaked at where they are peaking at. I can't, to be honest, I have to say this. I cannot process that in my obituary, it will be India worked here for 40 years and nothing else. I don't want my obituary to be read like that. She enjoyed
Mm,
reading, and that's it. No, I want you to put everything that I have done. I've owned a AAU team or teams. I've sent kids to colleges. They
mm,
graduated. All of the girls that were on my AAU team for charms, I think one didn't go to college out of probably like 20 or
mm,
25. That's a lot. Just to send a couple is enough. But if they ain't out here stealing, killing, robbing, we've made it as far as I'm concerned. So, like, that's one thing. Then to send my biological kids to college, like, that's a whole nother thing. For me to go back to school and really commit, because yeah, I failed out of college. I tell my kids all the time, yeah, I didn't
mm,
do what I was supposed to do. I was distracted. I was having babies. I was just working, doing
mm,
everything that I wasn't supposed to do and was supposed to do. Very distracted, taking care of my
mm,
grandparents. So, like, that's a lot on someone.
mm,
And yeah, I had to get back into this. And like I said, I see the reward now. When I look back at the old transcript time period and I look at the new time period, it's just like, man, I'm like, I have no complaints at the end of the day. I could have been doing that a while ago, but I didn't. And now I am. So I hope that when people look at it, it's just like, man, she did all of that. And like I did it quietly. I didn't have to tell people that I was taking, like you knew, but and a couple of other people, but I didn't have to tell anyone that I was in this master's degree program and I went back. Because what if I failed out again? Then people would be like, "Oh my gosh, she she don't need." I mean, people gonna talk anyway, but
yeah.
like people say, you don't need to tell people until it's done. And I felt like that it is a true testimony.
Mm,
Everything that I've been going through is a true testimony, and it will help someone if they receive it, you know.
Hmm.
So, yeah,
Yeah, yeah. Because I be doing stuff and I still don't tell people.
yeah,
I don't need to take everything.
yeah.
You know what I mean? It's, man.
It's just like I don't have to say anything. Um, you'll see it later. And like I said, anyone that knows me after my experience with my son, anyone that knows me knew that I wanted to really get into law because that really, like, I want estate law, estate law taking property from me
Mm.
and knowing what was written and taking stuff from me, that doesn't sit well with me, to be honest.
That's another conversation. We gotta have another conversation like
We
off because that's one of the things that I'm afraid of, and no one is nobody. I don't think anybody's thinking of it, and or like they know it's something that's out there, but it's not gonna happen.
Oh, we don't think we're reactive. We don't think about being proactive with putting things into place and making sure that things are written down and filed, especially in Delaware. Like anybody that talks to me about my experience, yes, I do tell them. Believe people when they show you who they are. And if it's
Hmm.
$1 that they will put in their pocket, yes, they will put it in their pocket. So you need to know, like, I have people around, like, in my circle that I'm trying to get them to understand when it goes down, because I've already been through it. You
Hmm.
need to understand when it goes down, you're going to see somebody in another light and it's going to hurt you.
Hmm.
So, with that being said, I'm trying to save you from that hurt and war because families are really, what should I say? They don't have the same relationship when business is not taken care of. And when I tell you that people are out for themselves, if it's only $1, they want it. If it's clothes that they seen that person that had it on that passed away, they want it. Don't mean that they can even fit it. They just want it. So, with that being said, we have to continue to discuss planning. Planning, estate planning is very important. Life insurance is very important. This whole time when I went through my health challenges, that was on my mind. Like, if I pass away soon, how is my funeral going to get paid for? Like, who's going to be my directive? And I hope I'm saying that right, but who's going to be the person that oversees my health? Is it my
Hmm.
mother or is it my two oldest daughters? You know, because I know they seen me go through this with my grandparents. So, and I've
Yeah.
always been um very open with them about everything. So, you know, they know what to do for me. So just having those conversations and, you know, don't, I have to say this, we had someone in our extended family that unfortunately passed away recently, and it's just very hard. It really is very hard. And you always want to call your people, even if it's just for a second. Like we talk all the time,
Hmm.
but I feel like that I'm in the process also of creating or developing relationships with my core people, like
Hmm.
my best friends. Like I talk to them all the time. I don't post it all the time. I don't, you'll never know I'm with them, but we rocking and rolling. X
Hmm.
amount of years later. Our cousins, spend time with my cousins a lot. you'll never know it because I don't post it. So, um, like I feel like we're in a season where we need to start building and developing and spending time with our family if we can. If those boundaries are set for whatever reason, okay, cool. I get it because I've been there. But
Mm.
I feel like it's important. I know I put it on my social media a couple weeks ago. If you can make a family reunion, make the family reunion. I'm getting ready to be 42. Why am I still meeting new family members? That makes no sense. Because y'all not coming to the family reunions. But you know when the family reunions because you telling me about it. But you didn't attend it.
Mm.
So come on. Come. If people ain't done you wrong, if they ain't stole no money from you, then come.
If they did, let's talk about it. Have a conversation, a healthy conversation. Don't just come in there with the rah-rah. But like,
Yeah.
if something happens, you need to talk about it to clear that air. Clear that air. Because once they not here no more, that air just stays dirty.
That's another thing. Like there is regret that lives, and I've seen that too, where it's just like, man, we were beefing and you gone.
You
And
know what I mean?
how am I gonna go forward and I can't have that conversation?
Right. And or is it even worth? I kind of like, yeah, I'm not. Like that. Is it even beef worthy? Like it might have been an issue at the time. Is it still an issue?
Shoot, some of these people that I be seeing, I don't even remember what the beef was. To be honest, I don't. Neither do I care. I just don't. That like I have no hate towards nobody. If we on rock, we on rock. If we rocking, we rolling, and we cool. We may even go to a concert here and there.
Oh,
Yeah, because I'm back on now. I was down and out, but man, I can't wait to get out this summer.
man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm. You got to
Um,
enjoy your time, man. You really do. I don't get why y'all want to stay home all the time. Y'all want to stay in Delaware because I don't.
yeah, it's I agree. And I feel like sometimes you feel like you feel like you've gotten older and it's like you don't want to move as much. I was like you can still move. You can still get out here. Because we have cousins that are in their 50s and 60s. We got one cousin, stay gone.
Yeah.
You may not know it, but stay gone.
Yeah.
Her and her husband stay gone.
Hmm.
You know what I mean? So it's like you need to do that. I got an uncle and an aunt that they just did like this huge trip last year.
Hmm.
You know what I mean? Like so like it's you need to do it. Like I would like to do some stuff and like let some people know. And I get like, finance is not always great. Right now, traveling to some countries may not be great.
Yeah.
Uh, Trying to get back in the country may not be great. But yeah, I like you need to enjoy yourself.
You
You need
really
to enjoy
do.
life. You know what I mean? Because you missed out on so much because you're like, I gotta work, I gotta work, I gotta work, I gotta work. And, I got bills, I got life. Like, yeah, it's still gonna be there. Don't put yourself in a situation,
Hmm.
but find a way. If you, it's cheaper to travel in big groups.
Listen, I'm gonna be the first to tell you it's January 1st. Airplane ticket I'm buying is probably to Nashville or Atlanta. So yeah, I'm out of here because I've been sitting idle for too long and I'm ready to let loose. I'm ready to enjoy myself. If y'all want to stay here in Delaware so big, I don't. So I've been going to Maryland a lot, the DMV area. That's like my second home. I was
Mm,
just over there yesterday. So just get in your car and drive.
man, I'm telling you. Cause I'm about to get on this bike,
Mm-hmm.
get some miles in.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So do some stuff. Get out, do some stuff.
You
Travel.
better.
Experience something other than your county.
The Delaware State Fair, which I haven't been to, and then you wanted to see T.I. this summer, great. But I didn't.
Yeah, it's,
I did not. So I have to go to other places. I have to see other places. I don't care if I can, like I said, go to New York. I really want to go there. In the next, what, 2 months. I have some business to take care of. Like, set your personal goals right now for the year. Do what you need to do.
yeah.
Make it happen.
You know what I'm saying? I think this year should be a budget year. Create a budget and include doing stuff in that budget and stick to your budget. You know what I mean? Stay home, eat more. It's better for you. You know what I mean? Because they out here selling lab meat.
Did
You
you
know
see
what I
that
mean?
bread that I just sent you?
Mm-mm.
That fake bread?
See? Tell you.
I
Tell
just
you.
bought
That's my
I just bought it yesterday. Now I got to throw it out.
oh, that's wild. Tell you, man. Overseas. Dang, it's coming. Oh, it's coming.
It's
And,
crazy.
I thought about this. I thought about this. The I have to say the healthiest I've been is when I was overseas.
Mm,
Because once I got overseas, because the the quality of food overseas is what you is it's human focused.
okay.
It's not greed focused,
Okay.
right? Because like if you like for example, the same cereal company that sells cereal here in the States
Mm-hmm.
is not the same cereal that they get in Canada,
No.
right? So like once I, what I'm saying, like once I got overseas and like I'm taking that food, I'm eating that food, and like my body's processing that American out, and
Yeah.
now I'm processing stuff that is actually uh organic, I guess you could say. Uh like feel better, you know what I mean? I'm more energetic, uh clear-headed,
Mm-hmm.
move better. Like it's a difference,
It is a difference. It really is. Like
you
you
know?
can feel it when you experience other countries' fruits and vegetables and things of that nature. It's totally different. So, like, I think we also need to be a little healthier with us going into the new year. I'm doing the fast right now and it's tearing me up. I want a Snicker bar so bad and a cupcake. I could go to Sam's and get me a whole thing of cupcakes or I can make it myself, but I want Sam's. So, but
Can't do it.
it's a commitment.
Look, look, I've been doing it for a while, but like when you go to the grocery store and you start picking up stuff that you usually just pick up and just throw it in the cart, start flipping it over and look at that ingredient list.
Hmm.
If that ingredient list looks like an essay,
What?
if it looks like an essay, I'm telling you, start looking at some other stuff and see, look at what's in there.
Hmm.
All this xanthan gum and triglycerin and it's it's a
Mm,
lot. Red dye that, yellow dye that.
yeah.
You know what I mean? And you gotta be careful with uh the vegan, right? Because they'll play and like if it's not from a cow, then they can slap vegan on there. But it's
Yeah.
a bunch of chemicals. It's a bunch of man-made stuff. It's not from a cow, so it's or I
Mm.
mean it's not from an animal, so technically it's vegan.
Mm.
A lot of soy. So yeah, be healthy, get a budget. Start a budget. Look, get a budget, stick to the budget. You know what I mean? Cut some stuff out. Look at subscriptions.
How much we pay in a month. Like, it's crazy. Some of this stuff, which I just recently learned, some of this stuff, like R&B videos that we used to watch in the like way back when, is already on our smart TVs. All we have to do is go on there, like you have Prime. You can watch videos all day long. It's playing all day. I
Mm,
haven't heard some of these songs that I've heard in the last couple of weeks. Now I'm creating playlists.
mm.
Where's Jay Holiday at? I don't know, but I want to see him. So yeah, look at those subscriptions.
Yeah, look at the subscription and look at what you sign up for.
Mhm.
You be like I got my friends' kids. I call them my niece and nephew. And I was like, yeah, I want to do something with them. And I took them to this. I was like, I'm gonna take. They want. I asked what they want to do. They said, one said they wanted to go to that trampoline
Okay.
park
Park,
building.
yeah.
Yeah. So I said, okay, cool. So I go to the website and I reserve a time slot, and there's a waiver. And I'm looking
Yeah.
at the waiver, and there's a part in the waiver that says, if you die,
We're not responsible.
we're not
Yeah.
responsible. If at the fault, if something was wrong with one of the trampolines and you ended up dying, by signing this, you're saying that you can't hold us liable. I said, what?
I I just learned about that with the law class that I took. Business law. I just learned about it's crazy the things that we overlook within subscriptions and places that we go to is crazy. Like nobody's reading the fine writing. Like
Yeah.
normal people don't. We just sign it just to get in and out and be done. But we really need to start reading. I wrote my final research paper on the lady that died at Disney from the allergic reaction.
Hmm.
And they originally was saying that they were not liable for giving her what she was allergic to because her husband signed up for a Disney Plus trial years before she died. So their original response was, we're not liable because he signed this on Disney Plus, the trial. Not, I'm here,
Hmm.
physically here. So you got to think about stuff like that, which we don't until it's too late.
Yeah. It's crazy. I'm telling you. And now it's like everything has a waiver or a an agreement. And like that agreement be anywhere from 9 pages to 100 pages.
That's what they want, though.
And it just goes and it's saying like limited liability. And it's just like, what did they liable for? And it basically what they wanted to say was like, no matter what happens, by signing this, you're saying that you can't sue us,
It's true.
even if it's our fault. And it's wild, it's crazy.
Y'all got to start paying attention because when we get into all of the subscriptions that we are signing up for and the parent companies like a CBS, a Paramount Plus, a Prime, Disney Plus, and ESPN. When all that stuff happened a couple months ago with the TV host and everybody was cutting off Disney Plus and Hulu and all of that, that money added up very quickly. And we have to understand if we ever come together on anything with what's going on, we could really change the world um with everything. But we're not there yet, unfortunately. So we're
Because
not
they'll spend millions of dollars to keep you segregated.
Mhm.
They'll spend millions of dollars in propaganda to keep us segregated, to
They will.
keep you mad at each other.
Mhm.
And it's why, you know what I mean? And it's like, and the whole time they just make more money.
They do. Meanwhile, we still out here trying to make ends meet. All this stuff that is going on, you know, we have been afforded the opportunity to buy homes and go to college and all of that good stuff. And we're still in a space of trying to make ends meet. So, I say to anyone that's going through what I experience, you have to remain faithful and be positive. Don't let this world get to you at the end of the day because that's what they want, you know. I just saw somebody say they're not building graveyards. They're not. They want you to go and get cremated at the end of the day when it's your time. So, they're building apartments nonstop, but they're not building graveyards.
I'm telling you, I'm it going crazy out here. And I'm like, who's moving in? How many townhomes do you need in the city?
Luxury townhomes. What's in it? What is in it?
It's got a fake marble countertop. It's luxury.
Oh my gosh. It's
I'm
crazy
telling you,
out
I told you, sir, because I
there.
drive a cement truck, and I pour the foundation for some of these. And when I get there, and that contractor that's pouring that foundation has me put so much water in there, it look like smart water, and I'm looking like, I don't how, and y'all gonna build a house or a townhome on top of
Oh
this?
wait.
That thing that thing's gonna crack in 6 months.
And then what?
And whoever living there just gonna hear creaks every time they walk around the house. It's crazy. I'm telling you. I just I just I poured at this one area, and I'm telling you, these homes out there is like 3 car garage, open open what's the word? Open style house.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? Like I know they charging 400 plus
Five
for
hundred
the house.
thousand easy.
Yes.
Hmm.
Foundation is worth $1,000. I'm
But they
telling you,
the buyer doesn't know that because
doesn't
they're
know.
not going out there checking anything.
Mm,
They're relying on people to have good faith. And this is another thing overall in business. We rely on so many companies that have good faith and good employees. And somewhere along the line, things have changed. I don't know if it's ever been this bad in history, but money is ruling a lot of things right now. So, like, we have to really make sure that we are on top of our game with as consumers. We really do.
consumers. No longer customers. You're a consumer.
Yeah, it's true. Mm. Good conversation. I finally got it out. You know how long I've been waiting on that?
Hey,
Like a minute. Because I really wanted to go in. So let me just say that I've healed. I really wanted to go in. So this has been really good.
mm.
Hmm.
I guess you need a little bit more time before you release that. That's
Yeah.
what I'm hearing.
Hmm.
Okay. All right. Well, we're gonna close it out for the evening. Uh, we thank you all for watching. For whoever's watching, we thank you for viewing. Uh, and we'll see you next time.
Yeah. Thank you, everyone. We'll see you soon, hopefully. We'll see y'all soon. All right.
Later.